people think fatty livers means you ate too much fat. That's not what's happening. Your liver didn't just suddenly decide to gain weight like it's preparing for winter. Fatty liver is not a fat problem. It's not even really a food problem. It's a signal problem. Your body is being told to store fat in your liver. So instead of asking, what did I eat wrong? The better question is, why is my body choosing to store fat in the first place? Because your body doesn't make mistakes. It follows instructions. And right now, the instruction you're getting is telling you to store. So let's simplify this so much that it actually becomes useful. Your liver has one main job, and that's to process stuff. That's it. It's like a factory. Stuff comes in, gets sorted, gets used, and gets shipped out. When everything's working properly, fat comes into the liver, gets burned for energy, or gets packaged and sent somewhere else. No drama. But when things stop working properly, fat comes in and doesn't leave. It just sits there. That's what fatty liver is. It's not some mysterious disease. It's not a traffic jam. Now, here's where things get interesting. Your body is constantly making one decision all day long. Should I burn or should I store? Fatty liver is what happens when your body is stuck on store, and it's not random. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you had dessert last week. It's because your internal environment is telling your body something's off and you're holding on to energy. Now, the question becomes, where are those signals coming from? And this is where most people have never been taught what actually is going on. The biggest source of those signals is actually your gut. Everything from your gut goes straight to your liver. There's no delay, no buffering. Your liver is basically the first organ that hears from your gut after you eat. So if your gut is stable, your liver gets clean, calm signals. If your gut is unstable, your liver gets chaos. And when your liver gets chaos, it plays it safe. And playing it safe looks like storing fat. Now let's make this really simple. Inside your gut, you have bacteria that control and help everything, not just digestion, everything. Energy, cravings, inflammation, even fat storage. And there are two groups that matter a lot here: bifidobacteria and akkermansia. You don't need to remember these names. Just remember this. These bacteria help keep your gut lining strong and signals clear. When they're present, your system runs smoothly. When they're missing, things start leaking through your gut. And this is where the problem starts. When your gut lining gets weak, tiny particles leak through into the bloodstream. Stuff that's not supposed to be there. Your immune system sees that and immediately goes, something's wrong. So it activates. And when your immune system activates, it sends out signals, inflammatory signals. Now, these signals travel straight to your liver, and your liver responds by going into defense mode. And defense mode means slow everything down, store energy, don't take risks. That's fatty liver. So not calories, not lack of discipline, it's actually the signals. Joel Green talks about this in the Immunity Code, that fat storage is not primarily a calorie equation, it's an immune signaling equation. Your immune system is constantly deciding what your body does with energy, burn it or store it. And if your immune system thinks something is wrong, it chooses store every single time. Now, let's go one step further. Inside your body, you have immune cells that behave like two different teams. One team is aggressive. They show up, they create inflammation, they deal with threats. The other team resolves things. They clean up, repair, calm everything down. Fatty liver happens when the aggressive team stays active for too long. So now you've got this chain reaction happening. Your gut is unstable, your immune system is activated, your liver is being told to store fat, and you're sitting there blaming carbohydrates. Now let's talk about metabolism, because this is where people get confused. Fat only gets stored in your liver when two things are happening. It's not being burned and it's not being exported. So the question becomes, why isn't it being burned? And the answer is simple. Your body is stuck in sugar burning mode instead of being flexible. Your body should be able to switch between burning sugar and burning fat. That's called metabolic flexibility. But most people lose the ability. Why? Because of constant eating, because of constant snacking, because constant insulin signaling. Your body never gets the signal to switch into fat burning mode. So fat comes in and has nowhere to go. Now combine that with inflammation, combine that with poor gut signaling, and now you've got the perfect environment for a fatty liver. Now let's clear up some mistakes, because this is where people go wrong. First mistake, I'll just cut carbs. Sounds logical, but long term, going extremely low carb can reduce the very bacteria your gut needs to function properly. And now your gut gets worse, which means your signaling gets worse, which means your liver doesn't improve at all. Second mistake, I'll just fast more. Fasting can help, but doing it aggressively all the time sends a different message. It tells your body food is unpredictable, stress is high. And when your body thinks that, it becomes even more efficient at storing, not less. Third mistake, I just need to lose weight. Weight loss without fixing the underlying signals is temporary because the system hasn't actually changed. You just forced a result. And forced results don't last. So what do you actually do? This is where we make it more practical. And more importantly, this is where you gain control again. Because once you understand this, you realize something important. You can influence these signals. You're not stuck, you're not broken. You just haven't been shown how to shift the system. So let's start really, really simple. The first step, fix the gut signaling. This is the easiest place to start. Apple skins. It's not glamorous, it's not expensive, just apple skins. Why? Because they feed the bacteria that helps stabilize the gut. And when your gut stabilizes, your liver gets better signals. You're not eating apple skins for calories, you're feeding the systems that control your metabolism. Second step, lower inflammation. You don't need to go extreme, just start adding foods that reduce inflammatory signals. Berries are a simple example. They help reduce key inflammatory signals in the body. Again, small input, big shift. Third step, stop being extreme. Your body doesn't want chaos, it wants rhythm. Not constant eating, not constant fasting, balance. Periods where you eat, periods where your body gets used to stored energy. That's how you restore flexibility. Fourth step, sleep. This one is always ignored, and it matters more than people think. When your sleep is poor, your body interprets that as stress. And when your body is under stress, it stores always. So better sleep equals better signaling. Better signaling equals better metabolism. Now, let's zoom out for a second, because this is the part that changes everything. Fatty liver is not always your body failing, it's your body adapting to signals. And once you understand that, everything changes, because now you stop fighting your body and you start working with it. You stop trying to force fat loss and you start changing the environment that controls fat storage. Joel Green calls this a different paradigm. And it really is, because instead of focusing on calories, you focus on control systems, immune system, gut signals. That's where the leverage is. So here's the part I want you to really understand. You don't need to do everything. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a complete life overhaul. You just need to start shifting the signals. One small change done consistently changes the trajectory completely. Add apple skins, add berries, create some space between meals and improve your sleep. That's it. Small changes, but those small changes alter your internal environment. And once your internal environment changes, your body starts behaving differently. Fat doesn't get trapped in the liver, energy improves, things start working again. Not because you forced it, because you removed the signals that were blocking it in the first place. That's the difference. And that's why healing can actually be really, really easy. Because once you understand the system, you don't need extreme solutions. You just need the right inputs and at the right time and in the right way. And your body does the rest. So if you take one thing from this, let it be this. Your body is always listening, and it's listening to signals. Change the signals and you change the outcome. That's how you fix the fatty liver. That's how you fix a lot of things, to be honest. And that's how you make healing easy. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much.